YouTubers, Fortune Cookie 45LC coming to you from the Hot Lead Zone, and today we're going to answer some frequently asked questions about wet tumbling with the Frankford Arsenal Platinum Wet Tumbler, such as what does 30 pounds charge capacity of brass look like? And so today we're going to take 45 ACP casings. I've already emptied one of these into this jug here, and let's see how much more it can take to make 30 pounds. So I've already put one jug in there. Here comes the second one. That gets us to 21 pounds. Now we're up to 24 pounds, and it looks like we're right at capacity, so let's put some more hot water in there and see what that weighs. So a special hello to G-Man77 Gas and all of our friends up there in Wisconsin, because in Wisconsin you are close to 1/8 of the total world supply of fresh water. Well, here in California I had to run the water to get it hot and save it, because water is short here in California. I'm going to take this water and throw it in the garden. And that's because in sunny California, we're in a drought. So YouTubers, today we're going to answer the question, does hot water work better for wet tumbling? And that's what Shadowcaster suggests, using hot water. You see hot water here? You see there, YouTubers, that's just short of 30 pounds. We have brass right to the bottom of the spout there, the bottom of the spout, and then we have water in there. Now we'll add the Dawn and Lemmy Shine and run this. Here's the Lemmy Shine. We'll go ahead and cork that up, tighten it up, and then run it. Set the machine for an hour and a half. So 1.5 hours, and we'll see what that does. And the YouTubers, you've heard the question before that can we run a full load, or do we have to make sure that it's only a partial load because we need room for the brass to circulate in there, and if you don't do that, it doesn't work as well. Let's find out, does fully loading the Frankford Arsenal Tumbler cause a reduction in the efficiency of the polishing and case cleaning? YouTubers, by calculation, we got 9 pounds of brass in there, 5 pounds of pins, 6 pounds of apparatus, and 10 pounds of water. That's about the 30 pounds. So YouTubers, to answer the question of the capacity, the Frankford Arsenal Wet Tumbler will handle 9 pounds of 45 ACP brass. That's 63,000 grains. Divide by 92 grains per 45 ACP case, and you get a 685 45 ACP casings. That's 685 casings of 45 ACP can be run in one charge. YouTubers, here's another question that's frequently asked, and that is, compared to the other tumblers available, what is the speed of rotation of the Frankford Arsenal Platinum Wet Tumbler? And so I put a piece of tape right there so we can count, and we're going to use a regular timer and see what we get. The answer is 65 RPM. That's equal to or slightly faster than most of the tumblers around. So YouTubers, you might wonder, what do you do with the time while you're waiting for the brass to finish polishing and cleaning? And a good thing to do is take care of the car. Now here in California, we try to do our best to use as little water as possible, so all these products allow me to take care of the car without use of water. Now these are the same rags that I use. These little cloths make great gun cleaning cloths, but also great car cleaning cloths, and they're cheap enough that you just throw them away. So YouTubers, as the timer is running on that brass polishing and cleaning, I went ahead and used all those waterless products to clean and polish the car. So you're going to hear it's still running. And there you go. Windows are done. Almost showroom. And YouTubers. Fortune Cookie 45 LC says, if your babe has a great rear end, you gotta take care of it. Now before you get your hackles up, note that that comment is not gender nor age specific. Now if you think that rear end comment was out of line, I want you to know that it is ultra American. Because if you look at what we did with our B-17s and B-24s, we watched the back. We took care of the rear end. And look at that B-52 in the early days with a Vulcan 20mm rotating cannon at the 6 o'clock position. We always took care of the rear end of the babe. Always said that you will hear and see stuff on Fortune Cookie 45 LC that you will not see or hear on other YouTube videos. Yeah, saved by the timer. An hour and a half just went off. Let's go ahead and process the brass now by getting rid of the water and separating the pins. There we go. We take off the cap, exchange the plug for the strainer, cap back on. Let's do the first pour. Look at that filthy water. That is really filthy. Pistol brass is a lot filthier than rifle brass. Look at that. Is this what you want in your dry tumbling media? That's 30 pounds. Shake out some of those pins. Then we put the strainer on the other side. The other strainer. Now this doesn't have to be that tight now. Then we start doing the rinsing. Shake out as much of the water and pins as possible. Now we'll get rid of this water. More rinsing. And water shaking. Plus rinse from this direction. Just keep shaking pins and water out of there. That's enough. We'll go ahead and put it out now on a towel. See a close look at that brass. So does a full capacity load come out nice? And the answer is most indubitably. We'll just spread this out and let it dry. Be patient. Let the open air do our job for us. YouTubers, there's my size 12 slipper for you to get an idea of the scale, but that is 685 45 ACP casings. And it is the best reason why the Frankford Arsenal Wet Tumbler Platinum Series is the one that I like. Nothing beats doing a lot more in the same amount of time. So notice that as you run your magnet around and into the brass, you pick up a lot of pins. And if you get any brass caught there, then you gotta separate that out just by glancing at it. But then into the jug it goes. So as you keep doing that, you keep getting a lot of pins. This magnet is one of the most dandy gadgets. So there's a case with pins in it. Let's see what happens when we hit it with the magnet. Pins are gone. That amazing $13.95 magnet almost did all the pin separation for us. Just a few scattered pins here and there, that's all. We can get those too. And it took less than 2 minutes to do that. By the way, dead primers are not magnetic. And as you know, John with no H likes to redo his primers to make them live primers again. Well, here you go, you got clean primers. So YouTubers, this is what 685 clean 45 ACP casings looks like. It fills an Easter basket to brimming. So YouTubers, will it fill that big jug, one load of the Frankford Arsenal Wet Tumbler? And the answer is not quite, but pretty close. And you can bet I'm going to have a lot of fun running those cases through my Dillon 550B progressive reloading press. So another question recently asked a lot of is, why the aspirin tablet added to the mix of brass in the wet tumbling with the Dawn and the Lemmy Shine? And the answer is, let's forego the aspirin tablet for now because we're not really seeing a lot of benefit from that. Well, here's wishing all you YouTubers out there a happy Thanksgiving. Bye for now.